So, aye. Chris Ferry.
Hello.
First one.
I know. I'm glad to be sharing this magical moment with you.
No, we're delighted. Delighted it's you.
Oh, cheesy bastard.
PT, entrepreneur, and great guy.
Oh, thanks very much.
So what's happening? What's the story?
At the moment now, it's a wee bit crazy. We're taking on a second unit in Motherwell, so it's all go. So we had, what was it, about, so what age is Sophia? Sophia will be 2 this year. So just under 2 years ago, we took on our first unit in Motherwell. When I left, I used to rent space in the Aquatech, through NL. I used to rent space for them, and I put on my big boy pants and decided I was going to go out my own, because I just thought it was about time. And I took on Unit 11, and it went crazy, really. You were with me when I was about to move.
You're the Aquatech, I remember.
I know, yeah.
Chris was shitting his pants.
Was that the humble beginnings then, Aquatech?
No, humble beginnings were...
Did you do the whole kind of qualified through uni sports science?
No, actually,
thing?
no, I never. No, I'd sort of was set myself up. I was doing sports coaching. I was ready to go and do sports coaching, and I went over to it was Hamilton College. No, was it Hamilton College? Remember before? Was it Bell?
Bell College.
Bell. There you go. That's how old I am. So I went.
Did you do nursing?
I didn't do nursing. I was ready to do nursing as well. I went over and I was ready to sign up for sports coaching, and then I had a sudden change of heart and decided I was going to do architectural technology. And
As you
do, I know. I mean, it was one of the things, and I loved art at school, and I thought, do you know what, I'll give it a bash. Maybe I just need to step away from rugby and sports. Maybe I need to just go into something different. And I went to do it, and it lasted about 2 months or something like that. I was falling asleep at the bus stop. I just couldn't be arsed with it. So I went back to Slaters full time, and I started doing that.
Did you do rugby at the academy?
I played rugby.
Did you have Mr. McClatchy?
I did have Mr. McClatchy.
I remember that's high-tech silver shadows.
Did you?
Don't clean it like that, boy. Give it here.
I would say McClatchy was. I think like, McClatchy was one of the things that was like either loved or you hated him, and I had a sort of love-hate relationship with him. But I think some things worked well for me. Like I remember getting to we done the academy team, and I went through to Lanarkshire District, North Lanarkshire District, and we qualified, and then there was a step up was Lanarkshire District, and I remember I got in, and I scored a try, I was buzzing, and I went back to the changing room, and they went, oh, things are going to get serious now, it's you, you're moving up another level, and I was like, alright, and they went, you need to lose weight, and I was like, alright, okay, and it was like one of the ones, so now when I look at it, I'm like, you're a dick, but then at other points I'm like, actually, were you a dick? Because maybe it actually went well for me, maybe you actually wanted me to follow my career, I don't know.
There's always something comes out of shit like that, innit? Do you know what I mean? When you look back in life.
So it was good.
Always.
So yeah.
So you ditched the college?
I ditched, yes, I went back to Slaters, and I started working in the higher-wear. So I used to do kilts and all that in higher-wear. I loved it, I'm not going to lie, I love Slaters.
Doing the old inside leg measure.
Well, funny you say that. You used to actually get a guy, there was this creepy guy who used to come in a Saturday and like 1 week.
Listen, we've spoken about that.
Well, Ashton never come back, Steve. But he used to come in, I remember he used to say to me, but I'd like to go and get trousers. And I'm like, oh, that's fine, you're like a short leg. He's like, I'll let you measure my inside leg. And I'm like, no, I don't need. And he's like, no, I want you to just take the tape and just measure me. To the point that I refused, and then the managers actually stopped him coming in the shop because it was just a pure creep. He never used to buy any trousers at the end of the day. He used to just want his inside leg measured. So I ditched college. Now I did full time in Slaters, and then I got off in the apprenticeship. I thought this was going to be the best thing in the world. Got off with plumbing and heating, went in there. And it was a bunch of cowboys I was working with.
Right.
So did they pan out well, and I took a job in Quick Fit car insurance. Mm-hmm. So I did that.
It's almost like everybody does that.
Everybody does that, don't they?
Has a stint.
Was that the call centre? Was it in Hamilton?
It was the one like Tannock side.
Oh right, yeah.
So I worked in there, and I didn't enjoy it at all. But I mean, it was one of the things. I ended up. I decided when I was there, I started seeing Laura, which didn't work there, but that's when we just started going out properly, and we decided I was going to go backpacking, and she was going to come with me. So I got her a job in there, because you get like a recommend a friend thing. Now they gave you like $1,000, so she was my friend. I recommended her. That paid for her ticket, and then we did that, and we went backpacking for a year, and we travelled all over.
So when did the PT and the boot camps started off doing boot camps?
Well, so it started when I came back for backpacking. When I was away, like when I was working, you work in a call centre. I'm not saying everybody does that, but like I put on like hundreds of weight because you just like you notice like now when I can look at it back as like a trainer, you can look at it and you go like for being like fitting boilers and like running up and down stairs and stuff like that to then sitting in my arse and just sitting in my arse basically 8 to 12 hours a day, no doing anything. My weight just went up. And when I went backpacking, I was like, I'm not doing this. And plus, I was always looking, going, I could go and do a bungee jump if I don't eat today. And so I lost a lot of weight when I came back. I got off the plane and my mum, I remember Laura's mum going, oh, there's Chris and Laura coming back. And my mum didn't even recognise me. Well, you've seen my photos. I looked like a cross between Jesus and David Guetta.
Is that when you had with the kind of highlights?
It was the highlights. I don't know why everybody says this.
What was it, low lights?
It was the sun. It was actually the sun.
Was your lemon juice in your ear?
It was lemon juice. That's what they always do.
Casey's lemon juice.
Frosted tips.
We went, so when I went away backpack, I said to her, I'm going to go back and I'm going to study. I should have done sports coaching. I'm going to go and become a personal trainer or a coach or something in the gym. And that's what I done, because I said I'm going to wake up every morning. I'm actually going to like going into my work. To be honest with you, when I came back, I didn't like going into my work because I had to take a job in like a call centre again. And then I took any jobs I could get. Like I took like recruitment, stuff like that, as long as it could pay me to get my college done. And that's what I done. I done my level 2, my level 3, and then I just started working in gyms part time.
Cool. There must be a certain element of this is really, there's like a I think with PTs, do you know what I mean, they get a bad rap sometimes because I think there's only a certain number of them.
They're alright.
Actually alright.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know how you're feeling about that.
No, I totally agree with you. I mean, like when I did my course, obviously nearly, about 8, we established about 2011. So like when I did my course, I don't think there was as many people doing PT then, because like my first goal was to get in the gym. Like that was my big thing, was to get in the gym and be a gym instructor. But now I feel it's like, you get your level 3, right? That's you straight away. You can become a PT, which I don't believe at all. Like I mean, when I was studying, I was really fortunate. I shadowed with Mick Battersby in advance up in New Stevenson. I mean, that guy's like a world champion. The guy's amazing. I still learn from Mick because he's so good. Jim Clacker, Anthony Murray. I was really fortunate to like learn off of these amazing guys, and their big rule to me was you can't be a PT until you're a good gym instructor. And like I had a lot of, I've got so much respect for them. So like when I started out, I didn't take on my first client until they told me I could take on my first client, and that I only took on one. So when I shadowed with Mick and Jimmy and stuff like that, I used to go up there. I didn't care what I could do as long as I was in the gym. So I used to clean protein shakers, clean the machines, mop treadmills, talk to members. I just didn't care. I just wanted to be in there. And like Mick used to go and say, right, there's Elliot, and this old boy, man. He was like, he looked like he had his tammy on because in Mick's it's always freezing, so you had your gardening gloves on because the bar was so cold, and you'd train away, and you'd go and train chess with Elliot today, and you'd go and learn, and you'd go and do stuff. And I remember doing my sets, and him and Mick were watching me, and they're like, well done, not one of these sets counted, that was shit, go and do it again. And I was like, I'm dying here. But it was good because like I learned the hard way. Like my your squat's shite, by the way. You need to do it this way, strip the bar down, and then it'd be in a gym like that where everybody's squatting like maybe 100, 120, and I'm standing by a bar. But they were like, no, it's all about form. You can't do anything until you can squat, deadlift and bench. And I think I was very fortunate in that way. I feel sorry for a lot of personal trainers now. I feel you're promised the world. I feel you're told once you've qualified, you can be making. Well, you'll always see it in S1 jobs and stuff. When you're a PT, you can make anywhere between £20,000 and £30,000 a year. Yeah, that's fantastic. But I mean, underlying score is you could make that. But I mean, you're actually going to make that because you're renting these gyms is £300, £400 a month. You've got your marketing, social media is massive, you know, as well. So I mean, like, every week you're going to have to pump money into your social media, clothing, branding, creating a brand, all these things. So really, you're knowing that you're actually you're on minimum wage, you know what I mean, most of the time.
I remember having a conversation with you when you were in the Aquatech. I'd try to think of a polite way to say this, but there's that kind of sleazy side to the sleazy side to PT, which you're not. I hasten to add. Apart from that one time that I dropped my Skittles.
Well, I mean,
there's an ego thing about it, isn't there? There's an ego, just like you say, you know what I mean. There's guys that maybe have focused on themselves at the gym and go through all the thing, go, I can be a PT, but it's an ego thing for them. They can go, I can make money out of it. And then, because surely a big part of it is, obviously, you know the ins and outs of gym instruction, putting sets and stuff like that to give people nutrition and all that, but surely the way I understand a massive part of that is people only coming to you to say, I don't know how to do sets. It's about, I want you to care enough about me in order for you to motivate me to do what I need to do, because otherwise they would just do it at home. Do you know what I mean? Or,
I totally agree with you.
Or anything like that. And I think that's where a lot of PTs fail. I've done PT with a couple of guys like years ago. I can remember one guy actually told me, he was actually a decent guy, and he said, if any PT asks you to get on a treadmill, sack them.
You're completely right.
Do you know what I mean?
I did so when I first qualified, I get, obviously, like I was saying, your shadow in advance, and then I was fortunate enough to get shifts in like Matt Busby and like Ravenscraig, like Mick, and that got my. It was the fact that I had them in my CV got me a chance to get into there. But like you're saying, so like I did all of them, and then I went to work with at the time it was a Sporter in Hamilton. Right. So I thought, there we go, private gym, here we go. And I went and worked there, and Virgin bought them out. So it became Virgin Active, and like you say, I went to do a spin course in Edinburgh, and the gym manager went, so is this you just starting out? And I was like, yeah. He went, you could be anywhere between 30-40 hours a week, and you could be billing this. And I'm like, oh my God, that's insane. I can't believe people actually do that. And he says, that's your top PT over there. And I was like, all right, okay. He said, back to back, all day, just you watch him. He'll be back to back. That's him. So we started the course at say 8. He says, he'll be in here about 1 o'clock, then he'll have an hour break, go and train, then he'll come back. And every single session was the same. He did with every single client. And it was 20 minutes in the treadmill, 20 minutes in the rower, 20 minutes in the cross trainer, and then fuck off. Next. And then it just went like that.
That's mental.
And I was like, I says to my mate, I was like, he's the busiest PT in here. And he went, that's it. One thing I'll give the guy though is he had banter. So what he was doing was he just kept his clients talking the whole time. Boom. Next. And that was the thing, and that's what he did, and that's what I found with some PTs when you work in the gyms over the years. Like there is that sort of side of it, like get on the treadmill, doing that. There's the side you say, the sleazy side, just people just creeps. You know what I mean? There is people there is PTs in it literally just to get their hole. There's no doubt. My mate said that to me when I first started. He says, my mate said to me, like, I'm still pals with him. I learnt a lot from my big mate Greg, and he told me that when we first started. He says, look, you're in it for the right reasons. He says, you actually want to help people. He says, and the thing is with you've got this whole ambition. I remember when we started, he says, you've got this whole ambition to build this brand. He says, this is your thing. That's not my thing. He says, he wanted to be a gym manager. That's what he wanted to do. And he does that now, and he's very, very successful at doing it. And that was the thing. And I remember having a conversation with him, and like, there was one of the boys, and it was a PT, and he says, I see him, and he says he's taking that body pump class, and I was like, he goes, he's pumped the first 3 rows of that body pump class, and I'm like, you're actually having a laugh. But he says, but that's the thing, he says, that's what some PTs are about. You know what I mean? And it was insane. But not all PTs. You get some amazing PTs, and it's like any job though, you get some shite car salesmen, you get some great car salesmen, you get some amazing DJs like Stephen. I don't know, you're a DJ? I don't know.
No, I'm definitely not a DJ.
Okay then. but like Stephen's amazing and actually cares about his clients. He'll ask them, like, I've known you for years, so like you'll message them and ask them like, what they want to do and stuff like that, and first dances and like getting people greeting and all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
I think DJing's but get that stigma attached to it as well. The same as PTs. There's like, I get people saying to me, well, you must get attention all the time. So I genuinely don't. I get attention of guys. That's it. I do. I've been asked out. Apart from, I'll not mention what wedding it was because it was a recent one. I had a bride,
right,
kind of in front of her groom saying how handsome I was, and it was really uncomfortable. But you get DJs that take advantage of that. Same with PTs. They will totally take advantage of that situation. But not to blow smoke up your arse, but you're doing things a bit differently. It's like a community, a family. Your boot camps and.
Oh, so that's the aim. That's the whole idea. That's always been the goal. Like, I just feel like, like a big thing with mine was like in my head. Like, I think one of the things I remember is seeing Bellshill Miners shut down, right? And that was like a social club for everybody, young, old, middle age. It didn't make a difference. It had pool tables, it had TVs. You could go and play pool with your pals. You could have a couple of pints with your pals. You could socialise. You could have your parties in there. It was a function with everyone, and then it shut down. And like when I remember when I came back from Pipe and I was like, there's nothing like that anymore. All your social things are sort of like gradually just shutting away. The pub industry isn't as good as it used to be. Yeah, I mean, all these sort of things changing. And my thing is in my head is I want people to get together and have like a community. Like, it's cheesy as it sounds, I do want people to get together. I don't I don't think anybody should get judged. Like, I remember we went to an event and we all rocked up. Our team is gradually getting bigger and bigger every time we do an event, and it's amazing. But I remember we walked up to an event one time and somebody says to me, "Oh, you look like a bunch of misfits," and I was like, that's actually really good. We do look like a bunch of misfits, because
absolutely.
I don't actually care, because we had somebody in the team that was 18 and somebody that was 62. Do you know what I mean? I don't care. Like, they're all just there to do it, and that's the idea. Is we started when we set up to go for the unit, the idea was it should be like a hub for people to come train, be it personal training, 1-to-1, boot camps, male and female. Then we looked at the boot camps, as you know yourself. It went from 2 to 4 to 6, and then we were up to 11. And then all of a sudden we started this when Sophia was born. Laura took a massive dip, and she just was really unhappy, and like, no unhappy being a mother is, and like her body had changed. She couldn't train anymore. Time wise was totally different. I was working all the time, and that's what we created the mum and baby class, so she could bring the babies. Done that, then we done group PT, and then we've started moving out and branching out to like things that we work in the schools now. And then we created a class called Bella, and that's supposed to be for like women of a beautiful age, as we called it, but it's for women more or less that feel like more like late 45, like into like 60, something like that, yep. Where they can train. Because I remember talking to my mum and Laura's mum, they're like, I don't want to go to the gym because I feel uncomfortable, and that's the whole idea. So we're trying to create that where it is a big social thing. We do charity events every year, so we do a charity night. We pick 2 charities. We ask everybody from Ferryfit what charities mean most to them. We draw them out a hat. So this year it's Sands in Haven, and we'll raise as much money as we possibly can. Last year we raised money for Parkinson's and motor neurons and stuff like that. So we did them. So we worked together. Steve helped me loads with that as well. So like, we raised loads for the motor neurons and that.
See, I think we, class wise and stuff like that, just as you've explained, that's great. I don't know. I've certainly not aware of anyone else that does that with the type of classes aimed at this certain group. And it's good to know that you've brought that on board, because of the experience either yourself or Laura's went through. Do you know what I mean? Realising that, do you know what I mean? I'm not the only one that feels like this. There must be loads of people. Let's get all these people together and build that community, doing something worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? Because certainly when we had our little boy, Lil went through a really rough time as well. She ended up with postpartum depression. And, do you know what I mean? And it could have been something like that. They could have just taken that burden off a wee bit. Do you know what I mean? And
the thing is, it came from the right place again, what you're doing there. It was to help Laura.
Yes.
And it's sparked an amazing idea, which is to get the best name. You've not said the name of it.
The name of it is, we called it Moz. So it was Mums and Weights. So it worked out really well. But it works out well because so it was like, do you want to become a fairy fit ma? Or your ma's no fairy fit. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And we've always got wee puns, but it did, and that's what it was about. It was that mum, it wasn't like, that's what we said, it wasn't like a pure airy fairy class. And I remember when the girl was coming to the class and she started, and we went in, it was like bar work, dumbbell work, and she's like, Chris, she's like, when did we start the stretch? And she goes, I thought this was a stretch class. I was like, I'm sorry. But to be fair, she went to about 3 blogs and then went to boot camp, so I mean, she must have enjoyed something.
Aye, absolutely.
It does help with the mums. Like, I think it's one of the classes, like, I looked at, like, it's just amazing watching the women like change, like, mentally and physically, and just like there was loads of them always ran Rough Runner last year. We did a Rough Runner race. It was 5k in Edinburgh, or Queensferry, sorry, and we ran that, and loads of them signed up, and it was amazing. See, like, watch them. Like, one of our main pictures we use, like on our NHS like promotions, and we're going to put in the back of the van, is there's a group of them helping each other up an like when they travelators, like Gladiator.
Aye.
And it's a picture of them all standing at the top, and see them, a good few of them, like the Moz. And it was amazing because they were just totally buzzing. It was amazing, just an amazing day. And like they're just an amazing group of people. There's no MD, like, it sounds like pure cheesy. There's no MD at like our classes are very fit that you go, oh, such a dick. There's no, they're actually like, the thing is,
there must be one. There's always one.
Yeah, you're always going to get one walloper. I'm kidding. But they're all the type of people that like I've always said as well. Like I was saying, like the model of Bell's Hall Miners. I've always wanted somewhere that I could go. You could just have a pint with them, or you could go. I'm not a big drinker anyway, but there are type of people you could have a night out with them and all that stuff.
And
like
you do that as well.
Aye.
Nights out.
I have nights out and all that. Aye, so it's good. It's great.
That's something I wanted to go back to what you're talking about, because I don't think people are aware of all the work you do for charity. It does a hell of a lot, because obviously I saw firsthand what you did for MND Scotland, and it's amazing the work you do. and not enough people know about it because you're doing it for the right reasons again.
Aye.
So that's just
so motor neurons, not M&D's doing the part.
It's fixing that roller coaster.
Aye,
I went on that when I was 14 and get whiplash. I've not been on since. Can you get sued for that?
You couldn't. There's a blame, there's a claim.
Aye, jeez.
But I just I don't know. I've always felt you should do stuff for charity. I don't know. I believe that you should just always give back. And I don't know. I'm one of the people when I always believe like once a day if I see a charity tin, I should at least put in like 20 or 50 pence. I just believe that's. I make sure I always do it. Like if I'm out and I'm out a walk and somebody gives me a tin, I'll put it in. I'll believe that it's for a good cause and I'll put it in. Unless it's for cats, I don't like cats. I'm kidding. No, I give it to cats as well.
Fuck the cats.
Fuck the cats. That's me. Lost half my members. But no, I always try and make sure stuff like that. So I like this year, I always try to make sure the charities mean stuff to people and. So like last year's was obviously really personal for yourself and that, and you're one of my really good friends and I wanted to, like, there was no doubt we were going to do that together, and Parkinson's was really close to like my wife, her grandfather, like he's Bellshill born and bred and like he's got Parkinson's it's horrible to watch. I mean like it's just when you see like, the deterioration in that, it's horrible. And it's just one of the things that this year, obviously the mum and baby class and Sands is obviously really close to a lot of the mums' hearts. It doesn't need to be like just the mum, but like people at boot camp. And the Haven was one that was suggested to us a while ago, and the Haven covers loads, so it covers like so many different things, and it's good for like people with cancer that can actually just go in and just talk and get counselling and silly things. I was finding out, not even silly, that sounds really bad, but like things that I never even knew about. Like they were talking to me about is like when women are going through chemo, they teach them how to put the bands on their head and like cover things like that I never even knew about, and it was great to have them in talking about it. So that's the thing this year. So we've always done something really close to us, and that's my name.
One of my pet hates, when it comes to like Christmas time, you see the people that are out handing out socks and stuff to homeless people and their wee selfies. I don't know. PCs, Greg's and that, a wee oval bite.
Oh, it's always on their Facebook page.
And they've got a wee selfie there with it's good that they're helping.
No,
it's good that they're helping.
Dicks, man, they're dicks. I hate it because they just do it for likes. I hate people who do things for likes, man. Like, see, it just winds me up. Like, you see, like that, like you say, oh, there's somebody homeless. Wait, I'll take a selfie with him because I gave him a sausage roll. No, do you know what? Give him the sausage roll and then fuck off and don't give me it. Like, you don't need to take a picture of it.
That's true.
It's just annoying. It's just
I hate walking by a fucking charity tin that you're like, great, I'm going to give them money. You look in your wallet, you've only got a £20 note. you walk by, do you know what I mean? Not like, oh, help the whatever. And you're like, I've no change. And just gives you that look. Sure, you haven't.
Ah,
you know
definitely.
Like, honestly, you know what I mean? You feel obliged to go, look, I've got nothing apart from this 20.
Do you know what's a skill? See, when you're walking down, you get the wee charity guys that sign you up.
Right, okay.
And they've got them strategically placed.
Oh,
that's an art that you try to dodge them.
I fucking hate those wankers.
On your phone, just on your phone, just talking.
And it starts ringing.
Or but see, the other one is when they say to you, like they always ask when you're like, oh no, can I talk to like, do you get your own thing? We could put up to direct debit. No, still have my mum and dad and just walk away. That's what I do.
I've been getting them in the doors and all that now. The guys with the fucking yellow vests and all that for different
traffic
charities and stuff.
Really?
Like that. Traffic wardens, aye.
Traffic wardens at your door. That's impressive.
But there's fucking, what was it? One of my mates gets stung with, and we go down Sauchiehall Street. You know what I mean? It wasn't. I'm not saying that every charity's surely got a worthwhile cause, but this one was like fucking protecting owl's feet or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Text this number and spend a £5 to save an owl's foot, and he's like, okay, no bother. End up like a fucking direct debit every month.
Owls deserve feet just like
I know. You have your feet.
Absolutely.
I want to end this podcast now. I totally believe in owl's feet.
Fucking hell.
So you've just knocked through.
I've knocked
the
through.
Unit, and so you're opening a gym.
I'll be opening a gym. I know.
Sounded fucking right. You've just fucking knocked through. What is that? What, another kid on the way?
I wish. I know. I totally have a kid in the room.
Just kicked the back door in.
Hello. I were opening the gym. I don't know. It was one of the things. It was sort of like we obviously, like, you know, we've been a member. We always do surveys every while. And we always try and keep updated. We always try asking members what they're after. And the big thing that constantly keeps coming up is like, when you open a gym. And I've always thought to myself that do I want a gym? And I was like, I do want a gym, but just get a set of balls and actually decide you're going to have a gym. And I've just been one of the things, like, you know, Stephen, when I was leaving Aquatech, I was a nervous wreck. Like, I think it's one of the ones, just like having a bit of self-belief that you're going, well, that's going to actually work. And
fear of the unknown, isn't
it? It is. And like, one of the boys that trained me always says to me, unless you felt physically sick, then you weren't doing the right thing, because you're totally pushed out your comfort zone. And that was the thing. So this time I was very, very fortunate. I feel like we've learnt a lot, and I had a lot of people helping me with a good bit of advice. I feel like I learnt a lot last year. I mean, I get stung a lot. I feel like I learnt a lot, be it good or bad. So I feel a lot stronger this year to go and just go, do you know what? I do believe this can work. So we knocked through the walls. I just stood there like a chocolate teapot because I didn't know what to do. But my dad was down and his big mate and still saw through the wall. So that was us. We got a double doors.
Every dad's got a big mate, hasn't they?
Aye, big Kenny. He's down there. He was standing with the still saw and he cut through the brick. And I'm just standing there. And do you know the most responsible thing they gave me to do was fill up the water bucket? That's all I was allowed to do. I was like, this is ridiculous. But so we cut through the wall and we're aiming to sort of like at least we'll be ready to go by October. So we're getting all the kits coming beginning of September and stuff like that. So gym, yeah, that's where we go.
I'm looking forward to it. I've told you I'll sign up because it's one of those it's going to be the same kind of atmosphere and vibe. I'd imagine it's friendly, family, where you don't feel as if you've got this big bastard over there just judging you.
See, that's why most folk don't go to the gym, and myself included years ago. Like, I always wanted to go, and I hated going to the gym and doing weights and stuff like that, but I loved working out, like doing like kickboxing. Do you know what I mean? So it was like fun, but you knew you were working out. Do you know what I mean? But it was always that initial hurdle, actually going to the gym, because there was that clique. You know what I mean? About people that you thought, oh, am I going to get judged when I go in here? And it's never ever like that. Do you know what I mean? Whenever you go, do you know what I mean? But it's getting that over that hurdle. So if you know that there's a comfortable setting and encouraging people to come out, then even better. Do you know what I mean?
That's the aim. It's sort of like it is to try and create like a friendly atmosphere. Like, I just want it to be like like cheers where everybody knows your name. But I do think the instructor should know you and like say hello when you walk in the gym. And it should be all. I believe massively in customer service. Like, we even put that in the ad. That, like, they need to be customer focused. They need to be like talk and chatty. Like, I mean, I get that drummed into me when I worked in Slaters. So like,
that's why people come back. And that's why people spread word of mouth. And that's probably why you're so busy. And
that's one of the things I've always said I wanted. Like, my family had shops and all that stuff. Like, we had chip shops and cafes, and I was very fortunate to work in somewhere like Slaters where you knew it was like a family business, where you had the just in this passed on generation to just get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's the done, but at the same point it's still very, very customer focused. And I've always that's what I want, and I think that's what we'll still be doing. And every time we get coaches in, we make sure, like, they do the rest of, you know, people's names, you know your names, they should know, like, maybe Stephen's got like his knees a wee bit dodgy, Stephen, you're doing your squats, right, what's you're doing there, why don't you try and change your foot position this time? And I just think that's the way it should be. I think you should be like, you should care about your members. Nobody's like, obviously when you work in Quick Fit, like, you're just sort of like in and out, you're like a number. And that was one thing they said to me was there was one of the bosses, he was a horrible human being, and he took everything in the office, and I remember he was saying something, and they says they were changing the shifts, and he says, if none of you like it, doesn't make a difference, you're just a number in here anyway. And that always thing to me, I'm like, what? I'm just, and it makes you feel absolutely worthless. You're like, oh mate, thanks. But at that point I was like, I don't really care, I'm going backpacking. But at the same point it was like, so now, like, any of my coaches are like, they're no just number, like, they're there. I want them to grow, I want them to be with us the whole way, I want to help them build their career, because I was fortunate I had great, like, people to help me, and hopefully I can maybe help them as well. So
what's your advice for people? So I'm in this situation just now. For people, you know, I went to see, what was it, 2015? That first came to see you?
It must have been,
So I lost 2 stone with Chris, and I don't know, like 13% body fat or something like that.
Crazy amount, wasn't it?
Great shape, best shape of my life. I got in with you. I've not been in a while, and you're in that situation where you're just. That's why I'm going to do the other thing, the dad poddy thing, is because it's just a way to force myself to get into shape. I'm making myself accountable to everyone. What's your advice to people that are stuck for that wee bit of motivation, and they want to go do it, but they're maybe just that fear's overtaking them? To like Craig was saying earlier on about getting in a gym, or what's your advice to them?
I think it can be hard. It can be depending on their mental state as well, like what type of mental state they're in. I always just say things like my big thing is, see, to be honest, if you've not done anything in ages and you're finding it hard to motivate yourself, see, as simple as just getting out and go a walk. Like get out and go on like a walk and go on a walk around Charlotte Row. It's cracking down there. Put on a podcast. Just go and lose yourself for an hour, and then you'll go, oh God, I've just put in so many steps. Set small challenges like I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day. 12,000 steps a day. Right, okay, do you know what? I'm going to try and do like this Joe Wicks 30-minute thing or 20-minute. He's great, man. Like he gets like a total slating sometimes of it. I think he's brilliant. I think he's done amazing with his career and like things like that. Like you could put in a 15-20 minute Joe Wicks workout, do that, and then you're in the house, build up, and then you don't necessarily always need a gym membership. Like you're saying, you enjoy classes and stuff like that. Some people hate the gym. Like just hate like. And see, the thing is, with fitness industry, like the fitness industry is like it's got amazing points. It's got horrible points. And I think you can do anything now. You don't need to be. You don't need to go to the gym because you don't need to do the bro workout. What are you doing tonight? Chebs. What are you doing tonight? Back. What are you doing tonight? Buys. Yeah. You don't need to do that anymore. You could go and go, I'm doing an overboard the workout because I just want to be more functional. And you can go and do CrossFit. You could go and do circuits. You can go do boxing, do Thai boxing. You can go. There's so many different things you could go do. I'm one of the ones I try to try different things. Like I've done Thai boxing, loved to train when I was younger, lost loads of weight. I got to the stage where I was running up, running back, doing Thai boxing, had an amazing buzz. But the only thing that put me off was I don't like fighting. I don't want to leather MD. I've not really got any desire to do that. So that I enjoyed the training side of it, and then I've tried. Obviously, I played rugby. I was terrible at football, and then so I just think you can do all different things. Like you can try things like CrossFit. That CrossFit again is one of the things that an absolute tanking because it's like, oh, would you do CrossFit? Oh, you bet you won't injure yourself. Not necessarily. They're one of the main reasons why fitness communities came about again because they created that sort of good environment in America.
Seemed to be a global buzz for CrossFit when it first came out.
And it gets an absolute pounding here, but see in America, it does get a pound in America. But my mate moved to America and. I love him to pieces, and he done stuff out. He was doing it here, and he went out there, and he didn't know MD. He had his partner. She was out there, and I said to him, I says, why don't you go and find like a gym? And I was at the gym, and he was doing this. He goes, nobody talks to me. And then I said to him, I says, why don't you go and try like a CrossFit gym? He's like, shut up. And I was like, go and try it. I says, like, you can do Olympic lifting, you can do like deadlifts, your squats, you're good at all that anyway. And he was a runner, and I said, you do a bit of running as well. And that's him. He's hooked on it. So like it worked for him. So it just depends. So I just like when I big walk when I'm feeling shit.
I think it's interesting what you're saying about like small chunks rather than. I think some people sometimes you get caught up in this. You're aiming for perfection, like the big goal, and it's that big. It's frightening. I know I've been like that at times. I think as well just now with the media and it pumps this image of perfection and what everybody should look like. Your mind goes there, that's what I should look like, and you're aiming for that, and you cripple yourself before you've even taken your first step.
I think it's very hard. I think it's very hard for anybody. Even if you're a personal trainer, it's really hard. Everybody believes that if you're a personal trainer, you should be body beautiful. If you're a
it's a big misconception, isn't it? It really is.
I'm one of the ones though, like I don't believe your personal trainer should be out of shape. I don't believe your personal trainer should be giving you things that they can't do themselves. I wouldn't teach you. I don't give people workouts that I've not guinea pigged myself. I wouldn't say, right, let's go and try this exercise today. How many reps do you do? 12. And they're like, I can't do 2. Do you know what I mean? I would never do that. I just think it's like I always get when I first started. It's like all these things that have been really really helpful to me is things like. They sat down and said to me, I remember when I sat down and I said, I'm going to do my level 2, and the two, Mick and Jimmy, sat down and they went, this is the most vain industry you're actually going into. You can never get fat. And that's, I remember them saying that to me, right? And I was like, what? Okay, right? And then they were like, this is so vain. They're like, if you get overweight, somebody will say to you, you're fat, because they won't care, because you're a personal trainer and they think they can say to you, you're fat, without hurting your feelings. And so true. It's so true. People will say to you, like, I remember my nonna passed away, and because you wouldn't take death in anyway, like very well. And it was over Christmas and that, and I just binged. I binged with the bury on New Year's Eve. It was like I just was drinking. I was eating like M&Ms like they were going out of fashion, and I put on a lot of weight. And it's one of the things. I remember going back into the gym in January, and I was PT and still my client. And when I say overweight, I wouldn't say I was like washing myself with a rag and a stick. I was like, but I was a lot more heavier than what I would normally be. And somebody says that to me, they're like, "Oh, you bulking?" And I was like, "Fuck." Right, and it's things like that. So people don't care, but it's like really vain industry. So it doesn't make a difference if you're a coach or if you're yourself. It's hard. Body dysmorphia is massive now, and it is things like Instagram that do create this. Instagram sets this perception of people looking amazing all the time. You have a six-pack all year round. They don't show things like these people doing their bodybuilding shows. They don't show their mental state when they do these bodybuilding shows.
You did that, didn't you?
I did that, and it was amazing to tick off your bucket list, but
right.
It was like in a total emotional roller coaster. It was I used to like at the end of it, I was totally ripping. I had a six-pack, I had veins in my biceps. I looked like gaunt, like I looked.
I was going to
hellish.
say, did you dehydrate yourself and all that?
You used to dehydrate yourself the night before. I used to do that the night before, and you sit like I didn't carb load or anything like that, but it was just like silly things, like you're sitting with your legs up in the air to try and drain blood. I don't think you necessarily really need to do that, but but it was, you were doing anything by that point. I didn't care. See if it would get me lean, I would do it. Do you know what I mean? Like Holden Barrett did water tablets, I'll take water tablets.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? And then until Laura found them and went, "What are these?" And I was like, "Nothing." And then she was like, she took and she binned them, because you go completely loopy. But that's the thing, like they don't show the mental state, as in these guys or women, they're amazing. They've got down to such a low percentage, but at the same point, when I was at my low percentage, I was doing my friend's dad gave me spin bike, this amazing spin bike. I had this spin bike in my house, and I did it 20 minutes. I got up, I had my first client at 6, so I used to get up at maybe 10 to 5 o'clock, do 20 minutes of spin, then get in PT lunchtime, do my hour and a half gym session. I did this hour and a half session I had to do, and then I had to do 45 minutes to an hour on the bike at night, and that was my life. It became that,
right.
And we go to things like my dad's 60th. We went to the Greek restaurant. I had to ask him for a salad. I took my own chicken that I weighed. It was my mum's birthday. It was everybody's 60th and my 30th that year, and I gave them my mum's thing. I couldn't eat anything. I had to take like protein shakers with protein powder in it, and it just became like a shit existence. But at that point, as ripping as you are, I would not take my top off. I would not take. The only time I really took my top off was the day I had to go on the show, and it was actually the point I was like, I don't even want to do this.
Why would you not take your top off?
I felt a lot fat, and that's what I'm saying. It was insane.
It's
like
obsessive.
It was so obsessive. I used to go. I remember getting the train down to the Body Power Expo in Birmingham, and we were on the train down there, and I had a meal, and I remember going into the toilets and lifting my t-shirt up just to make sure I could still see my abs. It was so stupid, and when I look at it, it was like now I can look back at it, and it would be like Laura'd be like, I'd get so obsessed with your routine. You had to like do a posing routine. I was so obsessed. I had to get this right. I had to do like my calorie. Everyone had to be weighed out, and if I went over it, I'd go and do skipping out the back. Like everyone became like crazy. And the day of the show, I remember doing it, and I went up on the stage, and I get put in. It's supposed to be a novice category, and I get put in with heavyweights. So it was like a heavyweight box compared to a lightweight boxer. It was the most ridiculous looking thing you've ever seen in your life. and again, that can totally muck with your head, because you're just like, I don't look as good as them. There's people in gear, people know in gear. And I was very, very lucky. There's a boy called Martin. He does a Team Tank. It's up in Kirlook, and he's a lovely guy. And I was very, very fortunate he was there. And he's a personal trainer, and it was good because I knew Martin for the gym, but I didn't know him. And it was great because I sat with him. The two of us were the same shape. Everyone, and his two of us were up on stage, and we were like, what the hell is this? Like, it was like, this is ridiculous. Like, two of us have totally caned us, and we look like wee boys compared to all these mutants. And but that can give you body dysmorphia. But like straight after it was one of these things. Like, I went to my mates to America, and we done a wee tour before Sophia was born, and I was training every day. I had to train every day. You know, but gradually I've got better now, because it was my daughter that made me be less selfish and less self-conscious, because I realised when I was going to the gym and that, and I was at to Laura, even when she was born, I'm going to be at the gym, I need to go to the gym, and I could see her look, and she was like, all right, okay. And then I remember being in the gym one day, and I'm like, you're a prick. Like, what am I doing here? And I remember like sort of saying to her, I went back in a diet the minute my daughter was born. Like, I went back in a eating plan, and Laura's like, can't believe you're doing this. And I'm like, I need to stay lean. I can't have a dad bod and all that stuff. And I'm like, you are an absolute dick. And then I've stopped, and now I'm a lot better. I believe like take my wife out for like dinner, like spend time with my daughter, go and do things. My daughter wants an ice cream. I am not going to not take her for an ice cream, and I'm not going to have an ice cream, things like that. So going back to Boy this morning, I think it doesn't make a difference who you are, everybody can get it.
I think that's you mentioned Laura there. I think that's a major part of, you can correct me if I'm wrong, a major part of your success, just having an amazing wife behind your side.
Aye.
All the way. Laura works in the gym as well.
Aye.
She helps out. She does the Moz classes and stuff.
She does the mum classes. She's just amazing.
Is Laura still working?
Well, no, Laura handed a notice in last week.
Amazing.
So it's one of the things. Aye.
Good.
So she done that. She obviously Sophia still been under one. That she went and done her level 2. She's doing a course in pre-postnatal, pre-post-menopause. She started working in the schools. She does a lot of the school work now. She runs the whole administration side of Ferryfit, responses, the whole booking systems, everything like that. And now Friday she's doing a MetaFit course, and then she's booked in to do, I think it's the Ricky Hatton boxing course and all that. So her career's going amazing because people like her. She's a very, very likeable person, I think. I can say that 'cause it's my wife, but like, she's like, as the cheese it sounds, she's like my best mate. So we've been mates since we were at school. I think that was the good point of it as well. Like, she's always been my pal. Do you know what I mean? So, but obviously, like, you're married and obviously it's totally different. But you know what I mean? Like, she's one of the ones.
Do you ever just, I mean, take it way back to when you were
a far better story. She's just like, I'm fucking handing my notice and I can't stick you in.
Quits.
do you ever think back, like going back to when you were in Aquatech, and I remember you talking about it, and you were shitting yourself thinking, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here, or we've got the unit, and I'm getting the keys in. And do you ever sit and think now, go, what the fuck's happened here? This is amazing.
I think it's very, very hard. We spoke about this the other day. I think it's very hard in a way that you don't think about anything like that. Like you don't think about like where you started and all that stuff. And it was really weird. Like we went out to view kit, and I was very lucky that the supplier that's going to be doing our kit took me out to one of the gyms to show me everything. And he said to me, I've followed you since you started out, and we did it in a wee rugby park, or a wee park to the North Road. And it's things like that. I think you don't look at it in that way. Like, but like we started with a free boot camp down the North Road, and we were supposed to do it at the boys' club, and there was a football game on that day. And it was the same again. I shat it, and I had to move it across the road, and then we did it down there. And it's all just it's grew. But I think I've just done it, like, see, we were talking about earlier, like small chunks. I've tried to do it in small chunks. Like I remember when I started in Aquatech, there's a trainer in there, again, very successful trainer. His name's Graham Downey. He's amazing. He's got his own place in Uddingston, Ignite. And I remember seeing him upstairs, and I remember being in there, and I was doing PT, and I says, I want to be up there working beside him. And Laura's like, well, you will? And I was like, no, I'm 2 or 3 months I'm going to be up there working beside him. And then gradually I was lucky enough I could say to Graham, like, but by the way, would you mind me sharing space? And he was like, no, it's fine. And we did that, and it was great. So I was very fortunate in that way. And then gradually we just kept building, and then it just kept going from there. So I'm always, I don't know, I never really stop. I don't really stop and think about it.
Do you find yourself, do you find it tough to fit time into your day for you to train?
At the moment, yes, I'm finding it very tough. Last week I only got in, I think it was 2 lifting sessions,
right.
And it's not very good for me mentally to not train. I'm not very good when I don't train. I get very, very cranky. I overthink a lot, and it's just, look, for me mentally it's not very good. So I always find I always have to train, and usually Laura will go away and train. But I'm very fortunate, like I can go into, like, I've got a code for Mick, I can go in, he's got a wee outdoor bit, I can sometimes go in there when I want to get away from somewhere else, and I go and train outside. It's got a wee canopy, and I just go and train stuff like that. So I find myself,
I'm the same. I've not trained for a long time, but I bought a bike.
You
saw my bike.
Aye. It's a nice bike.
And that helps me. That's something I'm missing just now, because I'm the same. I overthink a lot, and exercise does help, which is why I just want to get back into it. But then you defeat yourself, because it's overthinking. It's a chicken and egg thing. So I
we spoke about this before as well, because I'm exactly the same. I mean, going back years, and ever since I was young, I've always had issues with my weight, and always had that body dysmorphia. At school, at high school, was extremely overweight. and then something just kicked in. You get to a point in your life and you're thinking, like, I can't do this anymore. I can't feel like this anymore. Just started eating a bit better. What I thought was eating better and stuff like that. Dropped a lot of weight. And then I came mind doing that for a while and thinking, I really want to go to a gym. Do you know what I mean? I really want to go and try boxing or Thai boxing. And I ended up getting involved in the gym and doing all these classes like kickboxing and boxing class and a jiu-jitsu class, and just fell in absolute love with it, and ended up training like 4 nights a week just because I was that into it and loved training and I thought, this is great. I'm feeling better mentally. You know what I mean? I'm losing weight. I'm still training recreationally. It wasn't like I was going to start fighting cunts or anything like that. But what I was finding is that the more I was getting tore into training, I was tearing myself up a wee bit. Even like recreationally, I was coming out with injuries. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like that. This went on. I think it was like right before me and Lil were about to go to Italy, get married, and I thought, right, I better sack the gym before I go and get married because I don't want to end up going over with a black eye or a sore ankle or something like that. And I get married, and then 3 months went by or something like that, and it got to that point where I was putting myself off. I was like, I'm going to go back to the gym. I was like, no, I'll go back next week. I'll leave it another week, and that just spiraled.
Yeah.
And then it got to the point where I was more anxious again about starting back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then that's kind of just been, I've never actually went back to the gym like I used to.
Aye.
And I've been telling myself, why not? Do you know what I mean? Why? And I still don't know why. And then Riley was born. And then, like yourself, I was like that. I need to start, I need to stop being selfish. And again, but it's like swings and roundabouts because I wasn't caring. I was focusing on my wee boy. But then I was eating shite. And I put all this weight back on, and you're like, I'd done the same, got the bike, and that's the only way I could get out and about, try and clear my head and try and do a bit of exercise and stuff like that. But I'm at the stage now I really want to get back into the frame of mind and get back exercising again.
Some amazing boot camps nearby.
There's some really, really good ones. Some say in their Motherwell.
What's that say in your t-shirt?
What does that say? I totally agree with it. It is like, see, when you maybe scunnered yourself with it or stuff like when I did the bodybuilding show, I did not want to train. Like, see, after I was like, I cannot face the gym. And that's what I fell into CrossFit. And I did some CrossFit. And I learned a lot for CrossFit. I do Olympic lifting. So I enjoyed doing Olympic lifting. That's what I done. But it's hard, like you're saying, like you don't want to feel selfish. Like I just look at time with my daughter and go, oh my God, I could just sit and play with her all day. And I don't want to miss a moment. And but then see, for the way I look at it now is if I don't keep myself fit and healthy, then I'm going to like jeopardise my time with her. And I could do so I'm actually maybe like if I don't train or I don't eat right or I don't keep myself hydrated, I don't do all these things, then do you know what, I won't be able to walk her down the aisle. Do you know what I mean? Because I could be in a box. No. Do you know what I mean? And all these things. So but know that any guy's ever going to be good enough for a wee girl anyway, so it wouldn't make a difference. But it's one of the things. So I just sort of look at it. I always have that in the back of my mind. Like I want to do these things, so like I want to be like semi-retired by I'm 50. So I want to be going away travelling with Laura again, big glam packing instead of backpacking and things like that. So like I think like if you picture wee things in your head, it can really help you. And just picture things like your wee boy, like you want to be playing, like if you want to play football, or if you want to do something with him, you don't want to be like kicking the ball and going, oh my God. You want to be like, I can't chase after you, that's going in goals again. Do you know what I mean? You want to be like doing stuff like that. So I always think like, well, he's obviously like one of your main priorities. That's like your main priority. So
absolutely.
Like, definitely doing some stuff like that.
It's funny because when I came to see you, that's it's like the flip from what you're saying, Craig. It's like I decided to be selfish for once because I wanted to come and do something. I was going through a divorce. I was going back out, thinking about going out and dating and stuff like that. And I had a look at myself. I thought, I'm a mess. I need to go do something about this, get myself in shape. Yeah. And I thought I need to invest in myself. I'd heard about you. I'd seen another PT, Martin, you know, Martin Wiley.
Oh, Martin's
amazing. Such a lovely guy. I went to see Martin and he helped me functionally. So I had problems with my shoulder, my back and my knee. He helped me with that. Great functional coach. Amazing guy. Yeah, then I came to see yourself. I thought I need to do something with the way I look, because when you're going back out there and put yourself back out in the dating scene, you're worried about how do I look? And
Aye.
it is that wee bit of vanity in there. So that was selfish reasons I decided to go back.
Total ride is the answer. You look like a total ride.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a PT; it was a surgeon I was needing. But
you did amazing when you were training. You did, and you've kept like loads. You've never went back up, but you've kept in good condition. But like,
but I can feel it underneath the t-shirt. You know, it's no firm anymore. It's that classic dad bod, I suppose, that I've got. I've got the tattoos and the wee bit of overhang. I've got SpongeBob wrote across my belly.
No, you did amazing. Don't knock yourself. You did great, mate.
It was amazing. It's just getting back into this place, even having this kind of conversation. It does kind of motivate you and G you up a wee bit and think, I need to get back in there, because it affects everything in your life. I remember you saying about, picture yourself. You'll be out playing with Sophia, you out with Riley. I've got my two wee girls, and I was seeing my life coach Lawrence, who you know, really over in Wishaw, and I've got a DJ persona, DJ Steve, that's full of energy, and Craig, he's the sound tech and Motherwell Concert Hall. He's seen me DJ as well. And it was almost when I was miserable before, it was like split personality. There's this DJ personality that goes out and it's full of joy and abundance, and then this miserable guy. And it was Lawrence that said to me, you're going to get somebody coming up to you one day when you're out with your two girls, say that you've DJ'd for, saying, oh, your dad, what a guy, amazing life and soul of the party. And they'll be saying, my dad's fucking miserable. And that was the thing for me.
You can't really switch it off if you're DJing, do you know what I mean?
Aye,
somebody comes up requesting fucking Don't Stop Believing, you're like, fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? No, again.
So it's that kind of thing, and it's bringing more of that, the DJ persona, into your life, into life, and just being that.
It's hard. I feel the same. I feel like it's one of the ones. I used to say, like, sometimes you would do your classes and you do back-to-back classes, and you'd be like, right, on guys, and you'd be like, everyone, the tunes would be pumping, everyone would be amazing in class, and then I always says it was like, what are they, like, the Italian mass, it's the happy face and then it's the sad face, and that sometimes you'd feel like when you get in the house and then you'd just be so quiet, and then Laura would be like, why are you not talking to me? Are you feeling me? And I'm like, no, I just don't know. I just don't want to talk to him. And I'm just like sitting in pure silence. And I'm like, but you're right. Sometimes you feel like you need to live up to this mad sort of like
larger than life kind of character. Everybody's got their thing, but with the
I think I've actually genuinely got resting arsehole face. I think that's the male version of resting bitch face. There's people come up to me at work and stuff like that and took me aside and going, everything all right? I'm like, aye. Today I'm doing good, aye, thanks. I'm like, just like a bit miserable. And I'm like, I think genuinely that's just my face, because the day I was feeling alright until you fucking brought that up.
That's one of my least favourite sayings, when somebody walks up, you said, don't worry, it might never happen.
You're just like, fuck off.
It already fucking has happened. That's why I look like this.
You do get energy drainers like that, but don't you?
Nah, you do, energy vampires.
That's the one I use. I use that, energy vampires.
You do, and I think the older you get, the more lessons you learn, you recognise these people.
Aye, I think you learn a lot.
Brutal.
I think you do need to become a brutal. I've always found that. I think it was like, I always want to be like, I still like being everybody's pal. I always believe that everybody's always nice. Like, everybody's nice. There's always a nice part of something. But then sometimes, there's just some people are just, see you next Tuesdays. And it's just one of the things. And it's just, it's hard, but like, you do, like, there's just people out there that are energy drainers as vampires and energy vampires, and it's just, and people are just miserable, and some people just do it to
something you learn when you're older, innit? When you get older, it's not like you're saying, everybody's, you be kind to everybody, do you know what I mean? You don't know their story or whatever, but when you're younger, you want to be in that big group, you want everybody to like you, you want that kind of scenario, and then when you get older, you're like, do you know what, I don't need you in my life. Aye, you're cool, I'll be nice to you, but you don't need to be part of my circle, do you know what I mean? And you can't rein it in, and it just gives you a better quality of life.
Absolutely.
Like, I've got my same group of mates that I've had for high school, and we're in a group chat, we still talk crap, you know what I mean? We still like slag each other, but if you need them, they're always there. And like it's just one of the things. It's just like you've always got like a good group of, like, if you are very, very lucky to have a good group of mates, then you're a very, very lucky person, I think, because not many people have that. Like I've got like, it's like 3, 4, 5 like really close like best mates. You're like, oh my god, like I could just pick up the phone and phone them, and we've been through high times and low times together and all that stuff. So I think it's if you have got like a good circle, but like you're saying, like your circle doesn't need to be massive. It can actually be quite small. Like I believe that like, oh, everybody's my best pal, and then you get fucked over, and then you're like, and it was that happened to me, and quite recently, and like that's what happened. And it was actually my mates that sort of like took me aside, and they're like, look, it's cool, man. It's like, you know, we're here anyway if you need a hand with anything, and like we'll help you with this, and and they're like, you know what? And they're like, well, we were surprised as well. Like, and so it was never like, oh my god, they must think I'm an idiot. And they're like, so like, I think it's nice sometimes having like a good close group of mates.
Aye, absolutely. She says it's all about, it's a big quality.
You need to, I mean, if you're in the fort and you're in the public toilets and you shite yourself, you need a good pal to phone and say, listen, I need help.
Oh,
you know
totally.
I mean?
Has this happened?
No comment.
Well, it's no happened.
It might happen. That's the thing.
Oh, see, well, I had one. I could tell you a wee funny one. Then we were a night out in Newcastle, and this is just been talking about somebody shitting themselves in the toilets. And we went the night.
There's always one.
There's always one. We went the night out, and we were all steaming, and there was my mate was like, me, I'm going to be sick, and I was like, go to the toilet and be sick then, right? And he was like, no, I'm fine. And he'd stand there. He'd be like, I'm really going to be sick. And I'm like, well, do you want to just go to the toilet and be sick then? Right? And he was like, no, I'll be fine. And the third time he's like, right, no, that's it, man. And he go to the toilet. And he ran like the wind, and he ran out of toilets, and he looked, and he just went and kicked a door and just went, and then as he came back up, as a guy just sitting doing a jobby, and he spewed all over him. I was like, they just ran out the nightclub, and I was like, there you go. So there you go.
Fucking hell.
Never do a jobby in a nightclub.
Is that just the best word? Jobby?
Jobby.
It's
a wee jobby.
Wee jobby. So there you go.
It's inoffensive, but you wouldn't use it, you know, in front of people. You wouldn't go, excuse me, guys, I'm just away for a jobby. It doesn't work.
No. Number 2.
Aye. I need to go. Excuse me.
Aye. So there you go. What a random turn of events.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you actually, 'cause I was talking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you'll be well clued up in the nutrition side of things. You'll be telling people like, nutrition plans and stuff like that.
Okay.
What's interesting to me is like there's a lot of change in the whole industry. So with these processed foods, even down to fucking chicken and meat and all that. Does that change your perception of nutrition when you hear about all this fucking mad media saying that there's fucking chickens pumped full of fucking spunk and all that?
That's a different story altogether.
Okay. Don't know where you're buying your chicken, but would you no, I think it does and it doesn't. I mean, the fitness industry is obviously like, it's like a wave, man. You just sort of like need to like go with the flow with it and sort of like ride it along. But it's, I don't know, there's always fads. There's always like, this is a superfood. You're like, well, it's not.
I know.
Don't eat red meat. And then it was like, well, there was somebody says to me the other day, they were like, stopped eating. Well, there was somebody says to me the other day, I've stopped eating red meat. And I was like, why did you? It was a guy, and he said, I've stopped eating red meat. And I says, right, okay, why did you stop eating red meat? And he says, because I got told it was really bad for you. It's full of steroids and it's full of this. And I was like, right, okay. I said, you should really keep red meat in your diet, even once a week. No. And it was, but like, there's and it was like, but why? And it's, they don't have anything to back it up. And then I said, do you like red meat? And they went, aye. And I says, all right. I says, you do know. I was like, there's some studies show this, right? But it does help, like, if you have like erection problems, like it does help with like, your testosterone and stuff. I have a bit of red meat, and I was like, all right. And then I told him that, and he's like, oh, Chris, I started eating red meat again. I've had steak twice a week now. But like that
fucking solid.
That's me. I'm salted. But like, there's loads of fads. There's loads of things like there was a guy I remember like telling me that I should eat grapefruit every morning because it burns fat. And then you were like, see, the time you worked out how many grapefruits you would actually need to eat to help you burn fat, you'd actually be consuming something like 5,000 calories of grapefruit. I hate grapefruit. I don't ever want that in my diet. But so no, I think there's loads of different things like don't eat carbohydrates, don't eat fats, don't eat protein, don't eat this, don't eat that, eat this, eat that. I think it's one of the things you just need to find what works for you.
It seems to change all the time, doesn't it? That's the problem.
If you're looking to lose weight, you need to make sure you're in a calorie deficit. That's the end of the day. That's what you need to do. You need to be. It's like a seesaw. I mean, you need to make sure you're burning more than you're consuming. And if you're not doing anything and you're eating loads of like tea cakes, then you're just going to put on weight. That's just the plain and simple of it.
Still eating tea cakes, but I've cut out the ginger snaps, so I'm on the right road.
But it's like one of the like a lot of people say to me, I just need to go cold turkey and I don't eat anything, so I won't eat. I'll never touch a tea cake again. I'll never touch a ginger. I'll never touch any of these things. And do you know what? Diet soda is going to kill you, and this and this and this. And do you know what? No, because I believe in say like 80%, like just like eat natural, like real food, like eat your meats, your veg, your like potatoes, all your like stuff like that. And you know what? See, if you like a Jaffa cake, then have a Jaffa cake. Do you know what I mean? It's like
a Jaffa cake.
I love a Jaffa cake.
I think that's the point where people just scunner themselves and they end up, they just fall off the wagon.
With Jaffa cakes?
Aye. How do you eat your Jaffa cake?
The full moon, half moon, total eclipse.
Oh, I bite all round it and then you get the
jammy bit.
Jelly bit.
Fucking jelly wankers, we call you.
I think that's one of the I think you're right, but I think people do scunner themselves. I think that's part of the problem. It's like, oh, I've not had ice cream in 2 months. Why? You know what I mean? Oh, I've not ate pizza in a year. You're a dick. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why would you do these things? I think life's for living, and I'd like if you can go for a meal with your daughters, and if you're going to sit there and have the most boring meal that you actually hate, why would you do that? I mean, like, I believe in you should, like, if you're watching what you're eating, keeping it quite tight, like, you're eating natural, real food, just like prepping your own food. Your foods can still, but like, I mean, you can still make like lower calorie, like fajitas. You can still make like bolognese. You can still, pasta's not the devil. Do you know what I mean? There's all these things.
You're right. It's just like, it's portion control.
Portion control.
That's what
massive.
I always found was probably one of the things that I needed to get used to the most. Because you'd be like, oh, this is a healthy dinner. This is a healthy dinner. But when you looked at it, no, it isn't, because there's fucking a mound on it. You know what I mean?
See the thing that does my head. I don't know whether it's the actual things or the people that surround it. And we'll probably get kind of people hating us for this, but like Herbalife.
Herbashite.
And things like that.
Fucking shite. That's what
what's the other one?
Forever Living.
Arbonne and Forever Living. No, I tried that, Forever Living.
Kind of just,
did you?
Forever Living? No, I tried the
aloe vera shots.
Oh my God, you're going to lose weight drinking that.
I just don't get them. Like, I don't.
Is there a Juice Plus one as well?
Juice Plus. The Cambridge diet. There's loads of them, and
it's just not sustainable, is it? You can't eat.
It's a cult.
The thing is with this,
that's a thing.
I've known people, and probably everyone that we've mentioned, and they lose weight.
There's no doubt. A massive calorie deficit.
But
I mean, you're going to lose weight.
Not one of these people that I've known have actually kept the weight off.
Well, it's things like they will work. I mean, they will work. Like my mate, she went on like years and years ago, before we were really, really close now. Like, she went in Herbalife, and I still slag her about it. But she got amazing results, but it came at the right point for her. And see these things, like, I don't like these certain things. I don't like Forever Live. I don't like Herbalife. This is my personal thing. I'm not a big fan of them, right? But things like, I've seen like PTs on slagging like things like for instance, oh, Joe Wicks is a dick, Weight Watchers shite, Slimming World shite, all these things. No, because see if it comes at the right point for somebody, then I think it can work. Like when I was younger and I was at high school, I remember getting really upset and I went to my mum. Like, I remember standing in Belsill Academy Hall and my button popped off my trousers, and it was so embarrassing because I remember like standing there and I was like, and one of the lasses, it was like in my ear, she was like, "Is that your button?" I was like, no, no. And I was like, oh my God, that was such a bad mess. But like, I remember going home, my mum was like, oh my God, Mum, this happened to me today. Mum was like, why do you start doing Weight Watchers with me? And I did, and see, to be fair, it worked, but then I included training with it and stuff like that. But it worked, and it can work for some people, and it can work for them for a certain point. See if it helps them to get back in the right track, and it helps them lose. Like one of your coaches, Lindsay, this girl's have you met Lindsay?
I have.
She's like amazing, and like she's honestly like so good. And she started before I started PTing her. She came to me, and so I remember her dad saying to me in the Sporter, "Oh, will you PT Lindsay?" And I was like, aye. So she came for like a training plan and like talking to her, and I remember being the most uninterested girl ever. She was like, right, bull, right, and then she vanished. I never seen her. And about a year later, I got a message saying, "Oh, like your friends and my dad, I would like to come and do some personal training with you." And I was like, right, okay. And she spoke as if we knew each other. And I'm like, I don't know who this girl is. And she came to the Aquatech, and I was like, "How you doing? Nice to meet you. My name's Chris." And she's like, "I know, we met last year." And I'm like, and then she's like, "Remember you did my training?" And I was like, "Oh my god." She'd looked completely different, but she'd lost a good bit by doing. I think it was was it Slimming World or Weight Watchers she did? It was one of the two of them. Amazing, totally worked for her, right? Yeah. And then she started training, and that's why we call her the tank, because she can lift you in, but her eating's all down. She's now changed it to controlling her macronutrients, controlling her diet. Lindsay is like a walking MyFitnessPal. Right. She could tell you what calories. Wasn't that a tea cake, Lindsay? She's like, blah, 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 so many grams of carbs, fats and proteins. So like, legend. That's what's in it. Right?
What's macronutrients?
Macronutrients say like your carbs, your fats, your proteins, like the calories. So like if you're doing like a thing like MyFitnessPal, for instance, like probably the most famous one, you would look at things like the macronutrients. You'd look at the carbs, fats, and protein content of it. So you would look at things like I was saying to you, like you could fit certain things. There is some people about the tits at it. There are some people who go, I could fit 10 Jaffa cakes into my diet, and then I could just maybe cut back in my bread or cut back in my potatoes and just not have this. You can do say, but
look at the protein in that Jaffa cake.
That's but macronutrients are amazing for some people because it can just help them. It can help them with their eating. It can help them maybe like control their diet a bit better because there's a scan section on it. And you can scan it, and you can sort of like we'll say the grams, the carbs, the fats, the proteins of everything, and the calorie content. And it's like a number game. You sit there and it's got like your carbs, your fat. Your personal trainer could set it for you. So I set, if my clients want to do it, I'll set it for them, and they can do things like that. So usually they'll be on like maybe an eating plan for a while, but nobody lives in an eating plan. That's just to get them break their habits, and then I would put them on to say like a bit more calorie control. But then gradually over time, you don't necessarily need it. You sort of know. You know roughly what your daily consumption. If you're hungry, you're hungry. If if you're feeling like tired and lethargic and that, you know you need a bit more calories and stuff like that. So yeah, that's your macronutrients, and it can work really, really well. It can work around your life. Do you know what I mean? So if your wee boys, like if you and your wee boy are sitting and watching a film one night, and you go, do you know what, we're just going to have like a packet of crisps together, and we're going to sit and watch this. If you've maybe been out and trained that day, and you've done something, and you've got like maybe Saturday's your higher carbohydrate day, then you could do that. So we do that on a Saturday. We have like me and Laura's carbohydrates are a lot higher because we like if we don't fall asleep on the couch together, then we would have like maybe a packet of popcorn and watch a film. Do you know what I mean? You can always work it around your life.
Aye. I think it's just been flexible, isn't it?
Yeah,
flexible.
That kind of, flexible diet. If it fits your macros, brah.
You did that for me. You set my macros.
I set your macros at the end, once you've done your eating plan.
Yeah, you did.
Hello.
Aye. So what's the first step then? See if like somebody's new to Fairy Fit and wanted to, I was curious about PT, what do you take the first step? Obviously they'll contact you or whatever and say I'm interested in PT. Do they come in for it? Do you evaluate the session first?
Yeah, I would get them in, because at the end of the day, like I'd rather I want to meet them, and I want them to meet me, and I want to meet them. I've never really had it where I've no like felt, I mean, we don't connect. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you know what their goal is, and like they'll tell you their goal. So usually what I do is I'll have a consultation with somebody, and I always set aside an hour with them.
What is that? Is that like a free consultation?
Yeah, I would never bill them. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like it's time for me to get to know somebody. Like, I mean, I'm not losing it. Like, I'm getting to know somebody at the end of the day, and I could maybe learn something from that. Well, do you know what I mean? Like, and if they could, well, I've had consultations where the people just came in, they've spoke to me, and it's been like a life coaching session for I'm not a life coach in any way, but like there's been like they maybe spoke to me about all the problems and stuff, and they spoke with, and then maybe they've got the price, and if maybe went, do you know what, I actually can't afford that, like that's fine, I'm not going to fault you or anything like that, that's fine. Do you know what I mean? Why don't you look at would boot camps? Maybe not. You know what I mean? Maybe it would. So you'd be honest with them. Do you know what I mean? Maybe boot camp wouldn't be good for you now. Why don't you try things, and then we'd maybe talk about why don't you go try that and that and that, and then maybe down the line, if you want to come back, that's great. And that's happened sometimes. Sometimes I've just been like, I don't think I can afford PT, but like, and then you've set them some goals, and then maybe a month or two down the line they've come back and went, by the way, I've done that what you've said, can I join boot camp maybe one a week, and then doing that. So it's always a consultation. I always talk about them when I get them to sort of talk about what the reason, why did they choose it? Why did they decide at this point in time they needed a personal trainer? Why do you need a PT? Why would you say at this moment in time that, you know what, this is I need to talk to a personal trainer? And then you usually tell the reasons why. At the end of it, I want them to tell me their reason why, because it shouldn't be like, oh, it's my cousin's wedding, and it's like, right, okay then, but that's are you a bridesmaid? No. right, okay. When is it? 2024. Right, okay, then it's not really because it's when you're here for. So why are you here? Do you know what I mean? And it's trying to find out why, because everybody has got their thing. You know what I mean?
Aye.
So
well, that's clear. That's a big part of it. Then you're saying life coaching stuff like that. It's obviously not life coaching, but there's definitely a massive part that's counsel for somebody.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean? And maybe that more so than others, as you say. But I would think that would be a big part of it for me. You know what I mean? Because the way I would say it, if I wanted PT was, the focus from that person, and
that hour's your hour.
Exactly.
That's the thing. I believe in that hour's your hour, and I'm a big believer in that. And I hate it when PTs go, I'm just going to make this wee phone call here. Can you just do 2 more reps or 10 more reps? And
absolutely.
You're like,
if they pull their phone out.
Aye. Well, that's it. And I put my phone behind the desk, and like the only time I ever had my phone on me was when I was waiting for a phone call to say Laura's water's broke, and I says that to my clients. I says, look, I am keep my phone on me in case she phones me. But at the end of the day, they're all cool with it. Do you know what I mean? You're waiting a phone call, but like I would don't keep my phone on me for stuff like that. But like I believe like they come there for that hour's theirs. I've had sessions where people came in, they've just spoke for an hour. And they've just sort of like let rip. They've just sort of let rip about like things that have been bombed. If people cry, if people just like really, really upset, maybe things have maybe happened to them, maybe life's just got a wee bit too much, maybe they're just not feeling right about themselves. And it's good just to talk, and I don't think I've got an answer for everything, but maybe like through my experiences, maybe like I could help maybe, but sometimes you don't need to talk to them, sometimes you just need to listen.
Aye.
And that's the thing, I think with PT, like you can sit and go, right, come on you, right, get another rep in, then we can tell this. Which is because you're still trying to get them to train as well. But like, I do believe they should be there. It should be a comfortable. They should feel comfortable with you. If they don't feel comfortable with their trainer, then I think they should look for another trainer.
Aye. Couldn't agree more.
Aye.
I found that as well when I went. What I was going through at that point in my life. We spoke about some pretty deep.
You helped me loads topics as well, but
and I can attest to that. The only time that Chris left me during a session was to go get an emergency bag of Skittles because I waited.
That's true. That was my by the way, like I think that's a good thing. Like, loads of people friendly waited just to get a bag of Skittles off.
I don't even like Skittles. But
what?
You know what?
How can you not like Skittles? Who are you? Who are you? End this
I
podcast.
ate them that day.
Aye, because they're great.
They're amazing. They worked. They worked.
They do. Pure
colour instantly came back into my cheeks.
Artificial colour.
We make some Skittle vodka.
But I think it's good, mate. I think it's good. I always think it's good to talk to somebody.
Aye, it was an amazing thing. It was just the perfect thing at that point in my life.
I think it worked for the two ways. I think it worked very, very well. I think it was like one of the I think it did come at a right point. Like I was saying, I didn't particularly like we obviously must have lived next door to each other when we were younger. Like things that I never even knew. Like, and I remember him sitting down, and I remember him saying to me, "Oh, like Stephen Elliott," and I was like, "Nah." And then then you wrote down your address, like you were writing the address down, and I was like, "Nah, can't it be?" And then I remember saying, "It was your dad? Is your dad James Elliott?" And then you were like, "Yes." And I was like, "I was a new Stephen's dad." Stephen's dad was like an amazing man, and your dad used to come round. My dad used to like, maybe make him some stuff for like his like trailers and stuff like that. Right. And that was the thing, and I think that was like it was really good because I was like straight away I was like I really, really like this guy. Like he's actually like a genuine nice guy, and that was the thing because it was just dead weird. And I think it came at a good point for the two is to like be training together because obviously like we went through obviously everything that started happening with your dad. It was very early. You obviously went through the things with you going through your divorce and that stuff, and then like I think you helped me more than you know as well because like my uncle just passed away, and I didn't take that well at all, and I thought I was fine. I thought I was fine, and I wasn't in any way. So no, you definitely because you introduced me. Like I had a bad experience with life coaches, and you pointed me in the right direction. But for instance, like Lawrence and that, and I went to him and I had one session with the guy. Man, the guy was brilliant.
He's
honestly.
a professional arse kicker.
Oh, like I mean, the guy wouldn't let me leave the room. You know what I mean?
It's different because I'd been to like counselling and all that kind of stuff, and it just didn't work for me. And
I was the same.
Tried medication and all that kind of stuff. None of it worked, but I needed somebody to kick my arse, and that's kind of why I went to PT as well because I needed somebody to kick my backside. And
you need that sometimes.
Aye, and tell me what I was doing wrong as well, and correct form and all that kind of stuff. I needed that.
You're totally right, by the way. No, yeah. So no, I do think it was good. I think it worked well for the two. It worked good for the two, isn't it? I mean,
aye, and you're Chris is such a good friend now. It's a personal thing, but the way that that Halloween night worked out last year.
Aye.
So Chris ran a fundraiser on Halloween last year, and and it was partly to raise funding for motor neurons disease.
Cool.
In honour of my dad, and my dad passed away on the day that the night was getting run.
Right.
And it's one of those things. It's almost kind of a beautiful tragedy.
I know it was. It was hard. It was amazing that your family still attended and they still were there, and it was just but it was amazing. For like they raised loads of money for like your dad and that. The hall was bouncing. Do you know what I mean? And everybody sort of like got right into the spirit of it, and they knew like it was for like a really good cause. They all knew they were there to like raise money for a good cause.
That's cool,
and
man.
for like an amazing man. Like I knew like majority of these people had known your dad. I mean, they knew your dad. Your dad was like famous for like, you go to your dad, pass your test. That's the guy you go to.
It was well known in Bellshill.
Well, I remember going for my test. I went for my actual test, and it was his dad that did it. Right, and I turned up and I went to go for my driving exam. Right, and the day before, my driving instructor told me to go to the doctors and get a line because I was so bad. Like, I was terrible. And I was like, that morning, I was like, oh my God. And like, my mum's like, go and take some cams, they're fine. Because I'm sitting popping cams that they're coming out of fashion.
Some lavender. Your pillow.
I was a total nervous wreck. I don't cope well with exams really at the best of times. And I turned up and I remember sitting in the hall. And your dad walking in, he walked up to this wee guy and he's like, hello, Christopher Ferry, right? And the wee guy's like, no, and he's like, oh, sorry about that, must be another person there. And he went, oh, you Christopher? And I was like, yeah. And then we walked outside and your dad went, how's John the Net? Right? And I was like, oh, good. And he went, do you remember me? And I went, I do know your face from somewhere. And he's like, you used to live next door to me and you were a wee boy and all that. And I was like, oh, right. And he's like, oh, and we went away and we did the driving test. And I remember him taking me over and we were driving. And then he pulled me over. He goes, Christopher, if you could just pull over there. Right? And I pulled over, right? And he went, seriously, calm down, by the way, or I'm going to have to fail you, because like you just need to chill out a wee bit, right? And I'm like, right, okay, I'm sorry. And he's like, you're doing fine, just chill out, like, just blah blah blah, right? And I was like, right, okay, right? And he's like, look, just, you're fine, right? And I was like, right, okay. And then we got back on the road and I drove, and then we pulled in, and he went, well done, you passed. What? And he's like, no, you were fine. He said, I was ready to fail you until I pulled you over, but he says, no, you were done great. And I remember going out and telling my driving examiner, I was like, how much did you pay him? Right? And I was like, but then it was great because he did it again. It was like one of the things. It was just like amazing, like to like have your dad there to like help me and guide me through that as well. Is that what I mean? So it was really cool, man. So there you go. Random.
No, I remember you telling me that. I think you told me that when I first went and weighed in and get my body fat taken.
Is that when you were trying to cry? And I was like, well, I've got a great story for you.
That was quite painful. You ever had your body fat taken with the caliper things?
Yeah, it's not nice.
What's this guy doing?
No.
Do you think the calipers were big enough for me to take mine?
He had to weigh me in the Richter scale.
It's not a play. See, body fat's like, I'm not as big in them as I used to be. Like, I do say, people, do you want your body fat done? Some people are trained don't, and some people do. Like, I've not had my body fat done in years. I remember getting my body fat done just before I was doing the bodybuilding show, and it was like a good couple of months out, and it was Graham that done it, because he was PT in the Aquatech at the time, and I asked him to do it, and he gave me it, and I went, and he went, do you want to do it in a couple of weeks? I went, no, that's fucking the last time I'm getting that done, because it was totally throwing me out my game, and I knew I was getting leaner, and I was like, nah, I'm not getting this done anymore. And so I don't think you necessarily need it done. It's like one of these things. I think, see if you feel happy, then, you know,
exactly.
I'm at that sort of stage now. Like, if I feel quite happy myself, or like somebody maybe go give you a nice wee call, I'm going, oh, are you coming in a wee bit? And I think it's simple things like that can totally boost you, you know what I mean? You came in a wee bit, or you lost a wee bit, oh, you're looking really, really good. And it's like, we said to, like, it was one of the girls were at like, the class the other day, and like she had about 4 or 5 compliments she didn't even know about. And because people kept saying to me, like, oh, baby, have you seen such and such? She's like me, she's got the body thing, me. And she's very like self-conscious. She thinks she's like carrying a bit more. But she carries it like all in the right places. And that's what I say to her. I says, you know why the amount of compliments you're getting? And she was like, oh, and try to like, brush on. I'm like, no, but seriously, like, yeah. And like, I think if people just say that to somebody, then I think it can change their day a wee bit. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Are you looking good today? Or you look great, by God, you had that.
Seems to be lost now. Do you know what I mean? No one seems to do that at
West
all.
of Scotland thing, isn't it?
I do it in my work all the time, and I just creep people out. You think
I can see how people understand
everybody
and
anybody, but if you had a haircut.
Aye, but it does. I think it just. But you've done a lot of like. I think you've got a good background, but you've got like a lot of NLP, like sort of like stuff. You've got a great background on like how people like spark people, and I think
it's a West of Scotland thing. But
it's
people
a West
are
of
a wee bit
Scotland.
kind of.
Aye.
What's your game?
Oh, you're doing really well. You're a dick. Yeah, I mean, and it's
aye, exactly.
My mate, I says to he moved to America and he's doing amazing for himself, and he's got like he's got a cracking BMW in the driveway. His house built, and he just went and got himself a Jag, to like a soft top Jag, and like, he doesn't brag to any of us. He just maybe sends a picture and he's I just go, this lad's by the way, blah blah blah. He doesn't do it to go, I'm more considerably richer than you are, like that. But that's what he said. He said that when he was over here, and people would be like, he's always had a nice car, right? And people were like, oh, what age are you? Are you doing really well for yourself? Aye, pure kissing arse with the boss and all that. And he'll be like, no, I'm actually just doing really good at my job. And then when he says no, he's in North Carolina, he says he'll drive down the street, he says, and they'll be like, he's got his Jag, and the way people got beeping the horn, going like, yeah, well done, mate. No, that stuff. I don't know why I did
well
that stupid.
Done, man.
Aye, like that, pure cheese. And he's like, thanks very much. Do you know what I mean? Like, and like maybe his boss will maybe pull him into the office just to go, baby, well done today. That was really good. You're doing amazing. And you know what? Thanks very much for working here. I know that stuff. And I'm like, that's good, by the way, like, because you don't get that.
Americans are different. They celebrate success, don't they?
Oh, totally. They love like self-employed people or small businesses doing well. West of Scotland, you'll find it's sort of like, oh, it's my business, you're doing well. Let's crush you. Not all things are like that, but I just feel it's a lot harder. It's hard, I think.
But you're kind of brought up with that kind of, better the devil you know, and a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, and all these sayings, and to keep you kind of grounded. Mm-hmm. I don't know, and I think it's you've been to kind of Ali Campbell and all that kind of stuff, and you learn these things, and to me I see that as a responsibility to pass that kind of things on to my children, and hopefully they do that attitude changes a wee bit.
What's it like that? What's it called? Is it the Icarus deception? Is that right? The one is it that one? You don't fly too close to the sun, but don't fly too low, and stuff like that. Just because a couple of books I'm reading, and that's what it's all about now. And it's just sort of like just talking about being the right mind frame and stuff like that.
Aye.
So I think it's like you say, but like Ali Campbell and that were great. They're really, really good people to listen to, because he was actually very good, because I was very fortunate. He actually phoned me before I did my course, and spoke to me about stuff, and I think it was a good wee click with him, because he was a leisure attendant in Wishaw Sports Centre.
Oh, was he?
And
I've got a couple of pals that done that as well, so maybe know the same guy.
And that's what he done. He did his hypnotherapy just to become not scared of the dentist.
Right.
And then once he'd done that, then his mate was at him, who was a dentist, was like, why don't you do that and help people that are scared of the dentist to do that? Mm-hmm. Then he started doing hypno for more people. Then he done NLP. Then he got asked to do a book, and he did a book. Then he did this and he did that, and then he started creating his courses, did his courses, and now he's got an apprentice scheme, and you can sign up to the apprentice scheme, and you do all your courses, and then he'll do one-to-one sessions with you, and then he'll guide you, set up your website, and then guide you in that industry. And he's an amazing guy to listen and talk to. Like, I want to do my NLP, I did my hypnotherapy, and I think it was amazing, but I don't think it was me. I don't know. I think I enjoyed it, and it was one of the courses I never walked away from it and never got anything from it. I got lots from it, but I think like after speaking to you and meeting Lawrence, I don't think I want to become a life coach, but I think I'd like to be able to help people a wee bit more.
I think it goes hand in hand with what you're doing.
Absolutely, aye.
Most people are going to a PT because they've got some confidence issues, or it's she says there's a why there. There's a reason for it. So I think it goes in hand with what you're doing. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
That's on the list anyway.
I'm a big believer in paying it forward and all that. And to be honest, I never used to be. I was always the kind of person that kept myself to myself, because I'd always kind of revel in my own past and all that, and how I felt. And but that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get out of that now that I'm older, now that I've got Riley, and just kind of get out there. One of the reasons why we got together doing this, talk to more people, meet new people, do you know what I mean, and try and pay that forward and learn, educate myself more about everything, feel better about myself, and try and help other people in any way that I possibly can, and bring them up with me, do you know what I mean? Because there's too many people that try to be successful themselves by putting other people down.
Oh, totally.
Whereas if you try and bring other people up, everybody will be successful, or that kind of way. You all grow and get better, regardless of what you're doing. So
and that is what this is about. It's just had a quick chat before you came in, but it's just Craig and I met up, and both of us we've got a passion about this, and it's just try to get positive conversation out there. Just there's so much negativity out there.
It can be talking about like the stuff they've been talking about, which is quite, you see issues and stuff like that, which is great, but also just talking shite, and you know what I mean. It doesn't really matter.
I agree with you.
It doesn't really matter what it's about. It's just about kind of, as you say,
I think it's nice
getting that art of conversation, get people talking, and switching off a little bit for social media side. I think throwing your phone down for an hour or so, and
hopefully there's things out. I'm sure there'll be things in this conversation, the things that you've said, you know, that will maybe spark something in somebody's mind, and maybe they can relate to it, and recognise something within themselves and say, shit. And hopefully there's loads of people get in touch with you.
No, hopefully.
I mean, you've got the gym opening and stuff like that, or that's kind of in the future. What have you got anything else coming up? Have you got, you said that last year you've done like charity nights and stuff like that. Have you anything similar? Is that what's the rest of the year look like for you?
Rest of the year, so we'll open the gym, get a gym opened.
Have you got a date for that?
Probably. We've got about mid-September. We're going to do like a wee launch day. Right. We'll put that on social media, tell everybody when that is, and then we're going to we will open for about October, beginning of October. We're going to aim for,
cool.
And then we have got a team of nearly 60 people running Tough Mudder in the city.
Cool.
So it's a 5k.
Nice.
So we're going to do that. We're really looking forward to it. We're really fortunate. We launched last year our first event tops. We did event tops last year, and what we did is we asked local businesses to sponsor us to help us raise money for the charities. So this year we've got our new red event tops, and that's what we're going to be doing. So we've got about 60 people turn up with a big sea of red to run this race. But it's amazing because that's loads of people's first ever event.
Aye.
So we've got that, and then we've got a charity night. That is on this, I think it's the 6th of October. It's a Saturday, first Saturday. Right. We've got that. So that's for the Haven and Sands. So we're doing it as a Hawaiian theme, Haven, Sands.
Right.
So we're doing like having that in there, and then we'll probably do like another wee Christmas night.
So what's the Haven and Sands, just for people that don't know?
The two charities we were discussing earlier on. So the Haven is like the one that deals with things like Parkinson's, motor neurons, cancer, Hodgkin's, all them, and the Haven's for like stillbirth and stuff like that.
Great.
So so we're going to raise as much as we can for them, and we'll do that. Then the rest of the year, I don't know. I want to go a trip away with my wife and my daughter. I want to go away just for a few days. Just with him, that's all I want. I don't know much else. I just want to go away.
Not much to ask.
That's all I want. I want to go away in a cabin, or I want to take her to Disneyland Paris or something, and I just want to do something like that. And then next year, I want to try and just build the brand. That's the main thing. I want to build that, and I want to build my family.
Aye.
That's what I want to do. Then go from there, and then take over the world.
Good on you, man. Good on you. Well, we'll stick all the details and stuff like that, and the detail bit of the YouTube video.
That'd be amazing.
What's the website then that people should go? Is it Fairyfit?
Fairyfit.com. Yeah, so if they go to fairyfit.com, they'll see an amazing wee promo video. It was done by my mate. So my mate David runs a company called Mr. Karma, and he's been doing. You've seen loads of stuff.
We're going to get David in for a chat.
Cool.
Nice. David said he'd come in. He's
plays
in a band as well.
Oh my god! You need. He's honestly, I love him. He's one of my best mates. I've grew up with him for school, and we lost a bit of contact when we left school and all that. And would you call it? We always stayed in contact. We never seen each other, still blurred away and all that. And then he started working in a supplement shop. And he used to supply all our proteins and that, and he always gets the best discounts because he's my mate. And we always kept in contact after that. And then I remember him phoning me one day, and he was telling me he wanted to quit his job, and he'd sent me a video he did, and I was like, I've never been so emotional about watching a kitchen ad in my life. And I was like, this is amazing. And we've always been just really close. I just got one of the amazing. I think he's just an amazing guy. He's so talented. I don't think he realises how talented he is, and so he'll be amazing to talk to. Like the guys, he's toured everywhere. He's done gigs everywhere, like over the world, like in Europe and up and down Scotland. His stories will be amazing for you. He'll have an amazing podcast with him in. But his videos are phenomenal. He's did a lot of promotion videos, and he's just one of the guys you could just sit and you'd spout an idea and you'd be like, right, okay, and you'll sit and you'll sketch like ours for our opening one, like I'm a big comic book geek. And like, and I love like old arcade games and that. And he's like, let's do a Street Fighter theme where you fire fireballs out your hand to burst in a wall. And I was like, love it. And then like I turned up to his house and I was like, he's like, what's up with you? And I was like, oh god, this is opening and this is opening, like, and like, people are coming to Fairy Fit. And I don't think they understand what it's about. And I can't seem to get my message across in my videos because they're shite. And like I keep like saying and he was like, right, okay. And I remember him just phoning me and he's like, come up to my house. And we went up to his house and we sat there and he was like, right, sit there. And he says, we'll get paper. We mind mapped it. And he's like, I'm going to write you something. And he started writing some things. And like, super, he can play guitar, piano, whatever. Right? And he's like playing like music. And he's like, this is going to be good. He's like, come on down to the kitchen. And he pulled down this big white screen. And he's like, right, stand there. Oh, and then he just put in about 40 million lights. And then he did this video for me. And it was this, I think it was about 2.5 minute long video. And it was amazing. It got our whole message across. He kept coming down to boot camps and Moz and different classes and just shooting wee bits now and again. And then we go out for a coffee and stuff like that. And it was just, he captures everyone. He did it with the mum one, the mum video. We actually had the NHS. We do stuff with the NHS, and the NHS phoned us the other day. And the girl asked for the link to the video, the mum video, because she's like, I don't even have a Wayne. She goes, but I wanted to have a Wayne just to come to your class. And I was like, this is amazing. But like, it was things like that. He just knows how to nail things in the head. So like, he's a very, very interesting, mental, but like very, very interesting guy. So it'll be good, man. Definitely get him down.
Look forward to that. And your Facebook page, that's facebook.com/ferryfit.
FERRIFIT.
And your own Instagram, you're quite active on Instagram. I love your stories.
I do like a wee story on Instagram. My cousin runs a marketing company and he told me he started getting into Instagram stories. So we've got if anybody's doing PT or like anything like, to try and build up, it's really helped us because people engage with you more because they feel like you're actually talking to them. And you are talking to them. You are actually asking them questions. Like I put on there saying like, we're looking for a personal trainer and a gym instructor. Do you know any? And the response was like overwhelming. Like people were like writing such amazing messages to us, and like things like, what classes do you want to see? And people write to you, or people will maybe write to you and say things like, I loved your Instagram today. And I've not been as active with me talking on it. I've been posting a lot of pictures and stuff like that. But when I do get a chance, I like just to talk sometimes and just say like just spout shite. But sometimes it works because some people feel the same and stuff like that. So it's nice. Like I had a rant not long ago about PTs charging £40 an hour, 35, 40 £40 an hour for half-hour sessions. And I was like, what the fuck can you do in half an hour? I mean, time you came in and I was like, Christine, how you doing? What have you been up to? Oh, gigging that way. All right, okay, we're just going to do that. Okay, right. And then blah, blah, blah. All right, okay, we need to cool down. All right, okay, that was a shite session. That. Do you know what I mean? Like, no, for you, for me coaching it. So it was good. And we had loads of feedback for that. It's good because it swings around about. Sometimes you'll get people writing to you going like that. I totally disagree with what you say. Oh well then.
Sending you a picture of your cock and all that.
Well, I've had some creepy things.
Stop sending dick pics, please.
Stop messaging me these creepy messages, you creepy bastard.
The
you
fucking
do get
guy
that.
wanting his trouser leg measured again.
Oh god, it's that same guy. He just haunts me.
Can you take my fat measurement and my thigh? Where's your calipers?
Leave me alone. No, that guy's hopefully gone forever.
Well, that's amazing. Well, Craig says we'll stick the details and stuff on.
I will find out.
But
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for being the first.
Thank you very much.
For popping our cherry. Thank you so much.
Aye, good man.
Thanks very much.
And take a tea cake with you.
I'm alright. I've got tea. No, because I'll eat it. Doesn't it fit my macros, bro?
Good shit.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Oh.